All right, here we are. We are running the big display. We are actually an emulation station, not in a track mode, although it does look like a track mode because we have a vertical wheel here on the left. And this is the Damiso 32GB Ultimate version 2. His main thing was just fixing some things. He added some hacked games. He added some collections. He, fixed some games, fixed some box art. And he quoted saying, "It's all about the games and SD card affordability." And that's exactly right. That 32GB is going to really give you the best bang for your buck. So let's go ahead and start at the Retropie Setup and work our way down. Okay, first let's start with all games. It's rocking a 5,670 game ROM count. Starting with Atari 2600, we got 502. Atari 7861. Portability, Atari Lynx 85. Dreamcast, we got 6 games. So we got Capcom vs. SNK, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Mario Kart Gold, Soul Calibur, and WWF Royal Rumble. And I believe I played all those games, and they do play fine on the Pi. I have other videos about that. Go ahead and skip over to those videos so I don't have to make this video that long if you want to check out those games. Final Burn Alpha, we've got a total of 54. Game Gear, 228. Game Boy, 505. Game Boy Advance, 59. When you go in, you'll see box art, metadata, all that stuff. I mean, some of them might be missing box art, but looks like he scraped them the best he could. Game Boy Color, 450. Mame, 622. You can always scrape even more if you'd like. Sega Master System, 138. Sega Genesis, 716. I like that it says Genesis, not Master Drive. Just a personal preference of mine, but, it's all good. Sorry for anybody's offended by that. But I grew up with the Genesis. And I like that all the box art is Genesis, too. Sometimes people mix in Master System, Mega Drive box art with Genesis, so it's nice that it's consistent that way. N64 is looking great. 19 games. It only has 19 because that's how you're able to fit this all on a 32. He also had PlayStation on here, which you don't see often with a 32. F-Zero X, great game. Diddy Kong Racing, great game. Mario Parties and the Karts, great games. All these games run. Some of these WWF games are going to lag a little bit. But I know, I believe the No Mercy is one that works really well. Neo Geo, he said he fixed a couple games on here that were broken before, so 107. Nintendo 939, you might be wondering why there's so many. I'm guessing because he has hacked games in here. So A Boy and His Blob, is that a hacked game? I don't have the entire NES library by hand, memorized by hand, so. But you can see here, there's a lot. And it's emulation stations, you can hit select, jump to a letter, jump to G, jump to S or M or N. You got NARC. Nice. You also have game collections. You can do last played, favorites, all games. Let's go ahead and add last played. And you can also do custom screensavers. But you would be using box art screensavers because there is no video snaps on here, so you can't do the video screensavers. So Neo Geo Pocket Color, some more portables, 37. PC Engine, 141. PlayStation 10. Got Batman Forever, Castlevania, Darkstalkers 3. Einhander, which is a great game, by the way, highly recommended. Guilty Gear. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, NBA Showtime, NBA Blitz, NHL Rock the Rink, and Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. So it seems like he's really into sports games, which is good. There's no scripts installed. This is just a base image, so you don't get the background music and everything like that. But there's background music already installed on it, so that script is already pre-installed. Sega 32X, 29, so it's missing like 2 or 3 of those. Sega CD, so this is what's taken up a lot of space and probably why he couldn't fit the entire Nintendo 64 library on here. But a lot of great games. These CD games take up a lot of space. SG-1068. SNES, again, he has more than 700 games because there's going to be hacks in here as well. And then Virtual Boy 18. You got Batman Collection. So something cool about Retropie now is it does label the systems in brackets on the right of the game. So it's a nice way to differentiate, especially within a collection. And again, in Castlevania, you can see whether it's Game Boy, NES, Mega Drive. CP1, you got all your Street Fighters. CP2, Capcom Play System 2. All great games. CP3, your Street Fighter 3s, your JoJo, Red Earth. Donkey Kong Collection. So again, really cool that they differentiate it by on the left there. But you can always look at the picture as well to differentiate it. My dog seems to like it as well. Family Computer Disk System. Be careful in there. 115. You got the Final Fantasy collection. I know that a lot of people that watch my videos are big Final Fantasy fans, so there you go. Waste a year of your life right there. No, I wouldn't say waste. Enjoy a year of your life right there. Oh, see, it does say Mega Drive here, though, so that's interesting. I think you got to change the script to make that say Genesis instead of Mega Drive. So, always looking for consistencies. Alright, Super Mario Collection. Who doesn't like Mario? I don't like Nintendo because A, their freaking shortages on hardware, and then B, they freaking copyright the heck out of everyone. What's up with that? Mortal Kombat collections, very nice. Nintendo hacks. So here's all your hack games. I believe these are in both. So Master Fighter 2, for example, if you go back to Nintendo and you go select and then Master Fighter 2. Yeah. So your hacked games are going to be within the Nintendo folder itself. And then if you just want it, they'll be mixing with all the games. And if you want just the Nintendo hack games, you would go to Nintendo Hacks over here. If you wanted the NES Classic Edition, the original games that came with the NES Classic, you would just go right here. And yeah, he has the Super Nintendo Classic as well. So if you want to just play Super Nintendo Classic games, you have that. And I skipped Super Famicom, you got 122. PC Engine CD-ROM, you have Castlevania, for those Castlevania fans. And hack games for Super Nintendo 17. Then you got Sonic collections, Ninja Turtles, Zelda, and back to all games. Remember, I add last played games. I wanted to see what kind of games he was playing. So it looks like he was checking out a lot of hack games. A lot of sports, wrestling. So I have a feeling that Damiso is a big sports fan. So he tested all the Neo Geo games, it looks like. F-Zero The Lost Track, so that's a hack for the SNES. Cool stuff. So you'll have all this in your last played games as well. This saves with the image. T2 arcade game. And let's just check if there's bezels or this is a great game, Don Pachi. So it does have loading screens. Awesome. Custom loading screens for the games. And bezels. So really nice. So there's added bezels, added loading screens. One thing I noticed is the intro video seems to be downgraded. It does not seem like a 1080p rip. I'm not sure if he did that on purpose or he just didn't have a good quality of the video to download. But you've all seen that before. It's Nacho used it as well. Nacho didn't make it originally. Somebody else made it originally, and people just keep adding, you know, whether it says Retropie Project or Nachos or whatever it says at the end, that's all custom. So as you can see, this game's working just great. And it had the custom loading screen, the bezels, really beautiful stuff. So that's a Final Burn Alpha game. Let's just play one console game. Let's go ahead and do, since the SNES Classic is really hot right now, let's double check Star Fox 2, right? Let's make sure Star Fox 2 works. It has the loading screen. Man, this dog out there, right? And there you go. So you got your Star Fox with the custom ROM, so that's working great. And then let's play let's not play a Super Nintendo, let's not play a Mario game. Let's just do F-Zero really quick. This has a different loading screen, and but it should share the same bezel. As far as shaders, it looks like it comes stock with no shaders, which is good. Most people I know prefer not to have shaders. If you do want to add a shader, you can just press select and X on your controller, and then go ahead and go into RetroArch. Well, I started off with a nice jump there, and then it kind of bogged down. Looks like I was running a little lean there. I was recently watching a video on the best Super Nintendo games, and a guy put this up there. And they say, although this track is really boring, this is the soundtrack we all grew up and we loved. Am I right? Am I right? Maybe? Maybe not. Let's just finish a lap here really quick. A lap around what is it called? The Lost City? That's the hardest turn right there. Don't forget to use your upper buttons here in this game and enjoy. Also, somebody told me when you go over jumps, you can actually change the trajectory of your car by pressing up and down. Not your car, but your hovercraft, I guess it's called. All right, so there you have it. This is Damiso's 32 gigabyte Ultimate version 2. I'm gonna have to give this one an A. The only downsides I could see is, some people would like certain games or not like certain collections, and you're not going to get every single game on this. On some of the lower catalog things like SNES and NES, you'll definitely get them all, but like with PlayStation, for example, it's a very select games. If you're into sports and racing, it seems like that's what he prioritized with the hockey, the basketball, the racing games. If you like Final Fantasy, he looks like he likes those. But those are typically, I would say, the 90% of the games that most people love. So for those reasons, it's awesome. It's great. I like the Sega Genesis. Love Super Display. Super Display right now is really hot, or at least a lot of people in my comment section are very vocal about liking this display. So 2 thumbs up. Definitely got to give this one an A. It only has what does it have again? Like 5600. The reason for that is there's CD games on here. The CD games take up a lot of space. If there's video snaps on here, he can probably only carry like 3000, maybe 3200, 3500 games. So it is packing a lot for its size. And the 32 is the budget, so he's exactly right. It's all about the games and the SD card affordability. So with that, if you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.